The camera opens on a quiet street just before sunset, the sky painted in soft hues of gold, orange, and pink blending into each other. The light touches the edges of old buildings, giving them a fleeting sense of warmth, but the street remains heavy with silence. A young boy sits on the cracked, worn steps of an abandoned building, shoulders hunched as if carrying the weight of the world. In his small hands rests a paper bag containing the last meal he will have today, a meager offering that barely soothes the gnawing hunger inside him. Hunger has been his constant companion since sunrise, sharp and insistent, reminding him of every empty morning and restless night. Around him, life flows on relentlessly, people walking past without noticing, cars rushing by in indifferent motion. The city moves as if he does not exist, a ghost among the living. He grips the bag tightly, finding comfort in the small, fragile promise it represents. From the corner of his eye, he notices a subtle movement that shifts his attention from the bag. An elderly couple sits on a nearby bench, leaning slightly toward each other, as if supporting one another with mere presence. Their clothes are neat but thin, stretched and faded by years of careful use, reflecting a lifetime of quiet endurance. Their hands rest in their laps, empty, and their faces carry the kind of weariness that cannot be erased by sleep or comfort. They do not ask for anything, nor do they make any sound. They simply exist, heavy with history and invisible struggles. Yet to the boy, they are impossibly real, drawing his gaze and stirring something deep inside him. He looks back at his food, then at them again, feeling the sharp tug of responsibility and empathy. A battle begins within, between hunger and the desire to help. Hunger presses on him, a persistent and gnawing force. Yet another feeling presses harder, compassion. He sees in their eyes a reflection of countless hardships, the quiet exhaustion of those who have given more than they received. His fingers tighten around the bag, knuckles white with tension, as the silent conflict grows more pronounced. He knows the pain of being invisible, of existing in a world that moves past without care. The question lingers, unspoken but potent. What would you do if your only sustenance could feed someone in greater need? Every instinct screams to keep the food for survival, yet his heart urges otherwise. He shifts his weight nervously, unsure of how to begin. Courage, quiet but undeniable, nudges him forward. Slowly, he rises, each movement deliberate as if moving too fast might make his resolve vanish. Each step toward the bench feels heavier, burdened by doubt and hesitation. Memories of long, empty nights and mornings that began with hunger flash in his mind. Kindness feels like a luxury he cannot afford, yet the weight of witnessing their need compels him onward. He moves closer, heart hammering, hands trembling as he lifts the paper bag. Time seems to stretch, the moment fragile and monumental all at once. The couple notices him, eyes widening in surprise and disbelief at the sight of this small, determined figure. Silence holds them together, fragile but profound. The woman's eyes well up with tears as comprehension dawns, and the man looks at the boy searching for certainty. Gratitude escapes their lips softly, barely above a whisper, yet laden with deep emotion. The boy gives a small, shy smile, unsure how to handle recognition or praise. He feels the weight of their thanks but cannot linger, fear and humility urging him to step back. Hunger returns immediately as reality settles over him, yet beneath it, a strange warmth grows in his chest. This simple act of giving, small and quiet, has already begun to change the shape of his world. He turns away, walking off the steps, leaving behind the food but carrying something far heavier and brighter. Compassion has altered him irrevocably. What the boy cannot see is that his gesture has begun to ripple beyond immediate sight. By the next morning, a knock will come at his door, bringing a stranger carrying the promise of change. His life is about to shift in ways unimaginable, not because he sought help, but because he acted selflessly. This story is about kindness and dignity, the strength of small choices in moments of profound difficulty. He had almost nothing, yet he chose to give everything he had. That choice, made in silence and uncertainty, has become a turning point. It is a reminder that actions, no matter how small, have the power to create lasting impact. The world responds quietly, often unseen, to those who act from the heart. The boy wakes before sunrise, hunger twisting his stomach like a sharp reminder of the previous day. The thin mattress beneath him offers no comfort, only emptiness, as he stares at the cracked ceiling above. His small room is quiet and cold, with nothing but the essentials to survive. He sits up slowly, feeling the weight of another long day pressing down even before it begins. Outside, the city slowly awakens, alive with distant sounds. Trash trucks groaning, dogs barking, radios humming softly in the distance. Each step toward school reminds him of what he lacks, yet he moves forward without complaint. Hunger makes concentration nearly impossible. Words blur, numbers lose meaning. Still, his mind clings to the promise of the next meal, fragile but vital. By afternoon, his head throbs, but he walks slowly, conserving every ounce of energy for the journey home. The paper bag waits like a fragile beacon of hope, a tether to survival. Sitting on the steps once more, he places the bag carefully on his lap, savoring the anticipation. Then he sees the elderly couple again, quiet and still, shadows in the fading light. They are leaning on each other, subtle support echoing the endurance he knows so well. At first he looks away, unwilling to feel the burden of responsibility, yet something invisible pulls him back, a quiet recognition of their shared humanity. Compassion battles with hunger, fear, and uncertainty in equal measure. The smell of the food twists his stomach, making the decision both easier and harder. He could eat it all without consequence. No one would notice or judge. Still, he lifts the bag halfway, pausing, conflicted by the weight of choice. The woman wipes tears from her eyes, embarrassed to be seen, unaware of the courage it has taken him to stand. His chest tightens, heart pounding. As he moves beyond hesitation, humanity demands he act. Despite the gnawing emptiness in his belly, he steps forward, hands extending the bag, voice trembling as he offers it to them. Their acceptance is quiet but profound. A battle rages within him, hunger against compassion, need against generosity. He imagines the night ahead, empty and dark, yet his focus remains on their empty hands. His fingers tighten around the bag as he feels courage swell within him. He rises fully, each step toward them measured and deliberate. Doubt whispers incessantly, questioning his decision, yet something stronger drives him forward. Standing before them, words fail at first, and silence fills the space between them. The man straightens, wary but intrigued, while the woman offers a faint, exhausted smile. He holds the bag with reverence, whispering, "You can have this." Tears spill from the woman's eyes as the man asks softly, "Are you sure?" The boy nods, aware that hesitation could undo his courage. They accept the food slowly, treating it as something sacred rather than mere sustenance. He steps back, embarrassed and shy, feeling the unfamiliar weight of gratitude. Hunger returns immediately, yet a warmth blossoms in his chest that no emptiness can erase. That night, sleep comes slowly, carrying with it a fragile peace that settles in his heart. Even in darkness, he feels the certainty of having acted rightly. Compassion, once given, begins to echo quietly. Across the city, the couple shares the meal, speaking in hushed tones about the boy. They replay his face, his courage, and the innocence in his eyes. The man clenches his fists, awe and admiration mixing within him. The woman wipes tears, nodding firmly, acknowledging the impact of his small act. They know they cannot ignore it, and make a phone call that will soon reach someone able to help. Morning comes with a knock that disrupts the boy's ordinary life. A stranger stands at the door, calm, well-dressed, and determined. He explains why he has come, leaving the boy speechless and bewildered. Inside, the room feels smaller than ever, sparse and empty. An envelope is placed in his hands, heavy with promise. Inside are not coins, but opportunity, access to meals, education, guidance, and support. Relief washes over him, tears flowing freely, not from hunger, but from hope. Support arrives slowly, steadily, and his world begins to transform. Grades improve, confidence grows, and he begins to thrive rather than merely survive. The small act of kindness he gave without expectation has returned tenfold. His life, once uncertain, is reshaped quietly but irreversibly. Years later, the boy, now a young man, stands before an audience, sharing his story. He speaks not for praise, but to inspire purpose and courage. He emphasizes that wealth is measured in kindness, and power is measured in generosity. Small decisions ripple far beyond comprehension, affecting lives in ways no one could predict. Kindness, once given, never stops traveling, echoing across unseen distances. The room remains silent, many wiping tears quietly as they listen. His story lingers, planting seeds of compassion in each listener. And so, the legacy of a single choice continues, quietly, invisibly, but powerfully.